Welcome back to the sports money coverage of PGA Tour. We've got the Charles Schwab Challenge this week down there, Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas. Jeff, we're coming off of the big PGA Championship out there. Scotty Too Hottie crushing the field out there, Jeff. We're going to pick ourselves up. We're going to dust ourselves off, and we're going to do what every other player on the tour is trying to do this week, and that is beat Scotty Scheffler. How you feeling for this event?
I'm looking forward to it as always. Last week, the two biggest favorites, what was it? Scotty and Roars, and you saw how Roars played out. So, it was a crapshoot last week. You get those majors and tough courses, and anybody can do anything at any time. And hey, we talked about it. You saw Rahm, what he did on that last hole, and yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of them.
Boy, it was Scotty's tournament, and everybody else is just living in it. But the Live Boys showed up for the major. We've kind of debated that a little bit. Can these guys come out and be relevant, or is there just not enough tournament time for these guys to keep the game in shape? And we saw a little bit of that, but again, Scotty Too Hottie. It's going to be fun to talk about how we're getting after it this week. We appreciate you guys checking us out here on Sports Money. And look, the way we do this on the golf side of things is we try to break down the course a little bit, try to give you some things to think about as far as the players are concerned. But I'm excited about this one. Jeff and I were messaging back and forth the other day, talking specifically about dogs can win. And that means we can get paid, Jeff. You'll see again on the side of the screen another victory with the players in the top 5 of the money list and Scotty Scheffler. Jeff, you think it's going to be another one of these top 5 guys, or you think there's going to be another angle of victory, maybe somebody that we haven't heard of that wins this one?
I'm hoping it's somebody we haven't heard of, but Scotty is coming out hot. The guy just doesn't seem to bogey very often, and if he does, it's maybe one around. If maybe two around, but the guy's just tough. Once he gets out in that lead, he's screaming. We've seen it. We see him. He's doesn't almost weekly it seems like, and yeah, once he gets in that lead, it's tough. Hopefully we see something different this week, though. Hopefully we do.
Well, this track's a par 70. So it's a little bit different. It's a little shorter. It has been recently overhauled. They've done some serious renovation to, kind of traditional golf. Lengthen the course. These guys are hitting the ball further than ever. They did some work on the greens complex. A number of courses have been trying to upgrade and try to leverage better drainage systems and different styles of bent grass green and so on. This par 70 measures almost 7,300 yards out there. But some would say tough non-major track. It's ranked 5th, 9th, and 11th in difficulty on the tour over the last 3 years. And so let's get to it. We'll talk some top 20, top 10, top 5s, outright winners. We'll talk to you about some first-round leaders. We're going to get it all bundled up and put a bow on it for you guys in just a couple of minutes. So we do appreciate you taking the time. If you haven't done so already, smash the thumbs up button. We want to continue to see this thing grow. We like talking golf. We like to try to take some swings at the big scores out there, and I think we've got that today. So without further ado, let's get MMA Jeff out there talking to us about his top finishes, 2010s and 5s. Jeff, take it away. The floor is yours.
All right, I'll roll through these fairly quickly here. We got top 20s. I jumped in with Alex Smalley. He's been pretty solid, not necessarily the last 2 weeks, but he's been pretty solid the last 4 to 6 weeks. He's doing pretty well out there. I think this course sets up nicely for him being a shorter course. I got Alex Smalley at plus 280. I followed that up and rolled with Michael Kim, who is another one this course I believe sets up for well at plus 230 in the top 20. I think those guys could possibly crack the top 10, but the price wasn't so bad. Alex Smalley plus 280 and Michael Kim plus 230 in the top 20s. I then rolled it back with my top 10s. I've got JJ Spawn at plus 400. Now I was reading some info on him, and he's got potential to be a sneaky winner in this one. The plus 400 at top 10 didn't seem like a bad play. My other guy in my top 10 is Jordan Spieth. You see him there on the side of the screen. He is minus 2,200 there, 22 to 1 to outright win the tournament. So him to come in the top 10 at plus 250, have a bit of a bounce back after a pretty tough showing there at the PGA Championship. I think that's a viable option. Moving into the top 10, I got Harris English, who also had a solid outing. Top 5, he was plus 800. I'll tell you what, great price for a guy who another one could be a sneaky outright winner in this one. Harris English plus 800, top 5. And the other guy grabbed in the top 5 was Daniel Berger, a guy who also has been playing solid the last month or so. Plus 500 didn't seem like a bad price to snag Daniel Berger at. So yeah, I went with Harris English plus 800 top 5 and Daniel Berger plus 500. What about you? What do you got before we get to these outright winners?
Some prices there from our guy MMA Jeff. Tough to use a PGA championship, tough to use a major to try to, you know, give an indication of who's going to come out there and fire. But there's a couple guys I want to get involved with here. So top 20s, I did kind of pop the card off here. A couple of guys that I still believe in. I haven't given up belief. Keith Mitchell. We talk about this guy as a first round leader candidate, viable any tournament out there, unless it's a major. And he just kind of choked last week. But here's a top 20 at plus 225. I'm going to go to Kurt Kitayama because I've talked about this guy. Tee to green, Kurt Kitayama is just consistent, and he's plus 320. Strategy with these two guys here is I'm going to use these guys in their top 20 finishes to try to give me the opportunity to take a couple scores. And I've got one top 10. Here's the thing. I'm picking on some guys that had some poor putting. You know, I think if your game is consistent, the putting's going to come and go. And, you know, obviously you want to catch a guy when it's on the on the cash side of things here. Lucas Glover is a top 10 finish at plus 600. What I think about this guy, you look at his last couple of events, his putting has been killing him, but he's gaining strokes over the field. So it's kind of like that give and take. Can that putter get hot for this guy? Top 10 at plus 600 for me is the spot I want to get involved with. I go to Aaron Ray as a top 5 finish. Think about Aaron Ray. Again, another situation where, first of all, this guy's been getting steamed. He opened up early lines for this tournament, 45-1. He's down to 35-1 out there. And in terms of consistency, again, a guy that's coming off a week where he gained 8 strokes on his approach. He can scramble, tee to green, he can play the game. And he's had some recent success out there, albeit his putting, his last 7 events, he's gaining, but he's just not quite getting there. Top 23, top 14, top 4, a win, a top 4, top 7. I mean, the guy's just consistent. So Aaron Ray, we've made some money with him in the past as well. Top 5 at plus 550. Again, trying to use these guys to take a shot to help me pay for the big scores that we're going to talk about here, Jeff. So give it to us. Talk to us. Outright winners. How you going to victory lane?
Well, it's funny you mentioned Aaron Ray because I got him as an outright winner, and I snagged him at 35-1.
Yep.
I did see as I look back at it at a different book, I guess he was 30-1. So shop that one around if you do like Aaron Ray to win this one. Like you said, he's consistent. He's been playing well. One of these tournaments is going to be his. You know, coming off the championship there, I could see this being the one. So I grabbed him at 35-1. I also grabbed Maverick McNeely, who I've played a couple of weeks ago, and he cashed out. I got him at 30-1 as well to win the Charles Schwab Challenge this weekend. So yeah, I think we're supposed to have some decent weather as well, from what I was looking at. So I think the course, you know, again, I think it's going to be a shorter course, and we're going to see some scores here. I think we're going to see some tough putting, and it's going to be a matter of who's on point and who's consistent. And yeah, Aaron Ray plus 3,500 and Maverick McNeely plus 3,000 outright winners.
You know, they say that these guys have been using the driver more than ever. Just shows that the driver's going far, and they're finding a way to kind of keep the leash on the beast when it comes down to going for that long ball. Almost 60% last year in the field as far as being able to use that driver to go for the big gusto out there. And look, there's a couple of guys that fit this mold for me pretty well. I'm going to go back. I mentioned him a little bit ago there for the top 20. I got Kurt Kitayama, 70-1 to win the first round, 75-1 to win the whole tournament. Just because he had a poor major doesn't mean I'm going to move away from a guy that's been top 10s in all the statistics that are crucial for scoring in this tournament. And I think there's a great price tag on him. I'm with you. I'm going to chase the steam with Aaron Ray, 45-1, first round leader, 30-1 in some spots, 35, 30-1s to get the outright winner. And I got to go to what I think is essentially the hometown boy. Disappointed as he was not to come out there and win last week. He wanted that PGA championship. He wants to get the Grand Slam. But all you can do is pick yourself up and dust yourself off when you're fighting in a field against guys like Scotty Scheffler. Jordan Spieth, outright winner, 22-1. You'll see him sitting there on that list in all its glory, the number 2 guy in terms of odds to win this tournament. 35-1 to win the first round. And how about this one, Jeff? Why not? If I'm going to go with Jordan Spieth here, give me the first round leader and the outright It's 100-1 for this guy to win the first round and win the tournament. Wire to wire for Jordan Spieth here. I'm taking the shot. I'm stacking up with Jordan Spieth. I believe in this guy and what he's trying to do out there. His putting is another one of those spots that can come or go, but his ability to drive with accuracy, his ability to manage that iron game and put the ball where he wants to, tight within the pin, on a course that he knows very well. He's finished incredible at this event. He's got some wins. He's got some top fives. He's got some top 10 finishes out there. All those put together for me with Jordan Spieth. Great price tags. We're going to even take the big bomb at 100-1, Jeff. What do you think about that?
I like the look. Like I said, I snagged him in the top 10 at plus 250. Figure a bounce back week. Like you said, the home crowd, we're going to have hopefully some decent weather. And I could see him. I could see it. Yeah, I like that. I like it. I like the price too. I might tail you on that one for a couple of bucks.
The 100-1. Why not? If he's going to win the first round, he's probably dialed in and wins the whole thing. So appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. This is an early start. Keep that in mind. It's an early start on Thursday morning. I believe they pop off at 6 a.m. Houston time or Fort Worth time. So bear that in mind. You want to get these plays out there early. And of course, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Leave a comment for us. Tell us what you guys like for this golf tournament, who you're playing, how you're playing it. Questions you guys have, we're happy to answer them in the chat, but we want to continue to grow this golf component out there. I think you guys like it. We make some money on these plus big bombs out there, and no reason we can't do it again. So, Jeff, tell them what's going on. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, we don't have First Strike this week since we're off on the UFC, but we'll be back next week and rolling. We're going to roll. I'm not sure where the event is yet. I got to start taking a look into that, so I got a little extra time to prepare. But yeah, we'll be coming out. You can follow me at XMMAJeff19.
There it is. There you have it. It's going to be a tight week this week. I hope you guys do enjoy your Memorial Day. Have a great time with your friends and your family. Make sure you leave that comment for us in the chat here after we post the video. And good luck with your golfing action. Hit them straight.